Hey everybody, this is Alex Big Blue, and today I want to be talking about my favorite top 10 Marvel characters. And so, number 10 is Wolverine, and the comic that I'm showing about him is X-Men #1, A Legend Reborn. Wolverine has always been one of my favorite characters since I watched the TV show in the early 90s. The X-Men is also probably my favorite superhero team, too, for that matter. But overall, he's really cool, pretty much. I know a lot of people like him, but I kind of I like his backstory and his powers, and kind of just overall his kind of tragic story. But he's kind of always it's weird. Like, he works good with the team, even though it seems like he's kind of a loner by nature. You know, it's kind of interesting. But yeah, anyways. Number 9. Cyclops. My favorite X-Man. I had to think for a long time which one of those two guys was my favorite one. But I think it is Cyclops. I always like him because, also, of course, since the TV show, I liked him because his powers, for one, are awesome. The optic blast is one of the coolest things probably in comics, honestly. But I've always really liked him because it seems like he tries to do what's good, generally speaking. But he also kind of has troubles with moral problems with himself, you know, like trying to figure out what to do sometimes. And I always really liked him a lot, too. So, yeah, by the way, this is the Uncanny X-Men number 280. By the way, I'm filming this on an iPhone, so I'm kind of shaky. I'm trying not to be, but just bear with me, I guess. And number 8, Scarlet Witch. And this is Scarlet Witch #1. She is my favorite woman Marvel character. And I really love her power set. I've always liked her as a character. I especially like her when her kind of classic look where she has the red tiara on and stuff. It's not on this one, but she's always been one of my favorite characters in the Avengers, too. She's overall just a really cool character, really powerful, and interesting. So now, number 7, Hawkeye. I'm talking about the Clint Barton one particularly. I know this shows both of them on it, but anyways, this is Hawkeye Generations #1. Hawkeye has always been a great character, and probably my second favorite Avenger, I think. I used to have we have the Super Nintendo game, actually, that was the Avengers one, and I always wanted to be either Captain America or him, or sometimes I'd pick one of the other ones, but Hawkeye is always a cool character that, even though he's not that powerful, he's always one of the more interesting ones. I also love his time as the leader of the Thunderbolts as well, because I love the Thunderbolts. And then, number 6, the Black Knight. He is a character that I just started really liking a lot recently. I think it was just over the past year or so. And the interesting thing of it is, too, is this is the particular comic that I read of him first, and I really started liking him a bunch since then. I really like his I guess his morality, to say the least, is probably my favorite thing of his, but also he's an interesting character. His powers his costume is great. The way he fights and everything is good. He's smart. He's an overall interesting character, and one that's, in my opinion, really underrated. And then number 6, Ghost Rider. And Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider's version is the one. This is Rise of the Midnight Suns, part 1 of 6. Yeah, he's probably one of the coolest looking characters ever. I mean, honestly. But I always liked his power set. Him as a character, whether it be the hero or the alter ego of Johnny Blaze, of course. But yeah, he's always been great. I like the pendant stare. His origin is one of the most interesting ones in my opinion. But overall, just a great character. Now into my top five, or now into my fourth one is what I'm trying to say. Number 4, Moon Knight. This is Moon Knight number 1. My friend and my brother bought this for me for a birthday this past year, actually. Moon Knight is one of my favorite characters as well. I've only started reading him in the last couple of years. I think maybe about 2015, so it's been a little bit now, I guess, but he has vastly grown on me a lot. I like his overall stories. His costume is amazing. His powers, or well, yeah, I guess you'd say his powers, but all of his weapons and all of those types of things is great. I like how he throws those little crescent moons, and all that stuff. He's just a great character, and one of my favorite. And then number 3, Captain America. Well, of course, he's my favorite Avenger, because he'll be the last one on the list. But this is Captain America Legacy, Part 1, Home of the Brave. It is $6.95 overall of Captain America. He is one of my favorite characters. Between him and number 2 is really tough, actually. I flip-flopped a lot between those. But Captain America is awesome because whether it be in the comics or in the movies or whatever, he's just always... I love how he's so much different than everybody else. Of course, his costume is great and all that, and the shield is amazing and all that, but what really truly makes him good is his personality and how he reacts to things, and always he's trying to figure out what he should do that's what's right all the time, no matter what happens, and that's what makes him interesting, in my opinion. One of the best characters of all time. He's really cool. And then number 2. Well, sorry, I shook a lot right there. 1 second. All right. Had to readjust myself. All right. Number 2, Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man 430 is the comic. This is one I picked up. It happens to be a kind of a low key, but I just really got it because it looked awesome and I like reading comics a lot. And it turns out it was a little bit of a key. This is the one, of course, where Carnage fights the Silver Surfer in Spider-Man. It's pretty awesome. I read it a long time ago, actually. But yeah, anyways, Spider-Man is probably my favorite character, or my favorite superhero, like normal superhero at least, we should say. He's always been one of my favorite characters. He's just, I don't know, everything about him is just pretty interesting. Whether it be his snarky comments or whatever, or his powers, or his origin, or the fact that, of course, everything that he does has repercussions, and he's always trying to figure out what he should do, and, he's always feeling bad about what he's done. He's one of the most interesting characters because he is so real, and that's, I think that's what I like about him, and what a lot of people likes about him so much. And then, finally, number 1, Venom. And of course, this is Lethal Protector number 1. Venom, it has been my favorite character since the Spider-Man cartoon show in the 90s. He showed up on that show, and that was my introduction to him. And he's always been one of my favorites since then. Of course, he has that amazing look as a character. Very interesting and powerful powers. His origin is great. Of course, he's kind of the dark double of Spider-Man. So, me loving Spider-Man that much, it makes sense, I guess, why I love Venom so much as well. Just a great character. I find him really interesting, and all of his stories are generally pretty good for the most part, especially his earlier 90s stuff. But he's always been my favorite character since then, and he's usually always... I like his... when he's an anti-hero, like in this book, the most. He's a great villain too, but I always like how he tries to protect the innocents, as he calls them, and how he's brutal, but he tries to do the right thing. It's really interesting. The dichotomy of the character is pretty good. But yeah, anyways, I was going to show this to everybody today. This is my first video. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Alex Big Blue. Catch you later.